What's going on, you guys? Jay here and welcome back to the channel. So don't forget to smash the like button, drop a comment, hit the notifications bell and subscribe if you haven't already. So we've got a Genuine Labs update to go through here. What I'm going to do is construct a timeline very quickly and just give you some background information to get you up to date on where exactly Genuine Labs stands with the current information that was made available. So let's take a look at this tweet that was put out on August 21st, which was them stating they finished up the tax to gas implementation proposal and submitted community spending proposal. This was very unusual and we covered it in a previous video outlining that they were asking for payment up front and that we hadn't had the implementation proposal put forward yet for a chain upgrade. So this created a huge amount of discourse in the community. We saw them put their spend proposal up asking for 324 million LUNC before implementation. And then I think they gauged all of the community feedback. We saw this announcement come up on their Twitter. Over the last few days, you haven't seen us active on social media and other platforms, but rest assured work is being carried out and we are only focused on working diligently to provide you a product of excellence. We want to address that our latest proposal that is up for voting is not the proposal we intended to launch as it carries an error. So please vote no or disregard it. So we saw that proposal voted down and then there was even more discourse in relevance to was this really a mess up or were they just probing to see if they could get paid up front? So everyone was really buzzing about this. Everyone was talking about it. We covered it in a video and I'll leave a link to it at the end if you want to go through and get yourself up to date. Let's go ahead and take a look at this update from that centralized spokesperson that Genuine Labs appointed. Currently, Genuine Labs isn't able to provide clear and concise information to LUNC Live. In order to address the community concerns, developers' concerns, and any of the common communication practices between a Layer 1 development team and a blockchain. They have been missing in action since August 24, 2024. Also, we have tried reaching them through different channels such as DMs, Telegram chats, X messages, and even tried reaching them at their mobile, and no answer was received. This prevents LUNC Live to move any further in their efforts to operate efficiently, being the liaison between Genuine Labs and the Luna Classic community. We understand development work can be time-consuming, stressful, and sometimes unforeseen problems and situations can develop which may lead to a less efficient communication effort. On August 24th, LUNC Live had their last interaction with Genuine Labs in the form of a meeting in which we discussed community concerns, security concerns, and possible solutions to address this in a short period amount of time. However, after this meeting took place, no further contact was made from their behalf, regardless of the endless communication attempts. As a professional courtesy, LUNC Live provided Genuine Labs with a deadline to communicate in any way, form, or fashion. However, this deadline wasn't met, and for this matter, we are addressing it publicly. So they are stepping down from that liaison position, and according to them, Genuine Labs is missing in action. Well, Genuine Labs are actually renowned for just being always missing in action and never communicating with anyone, and this just seems to me like somebody's actually throwing their toys out of the pram and creating chaos out of something that we've already been updated on, and we've already seen them address the fact that there's an error with the update they put forward, and they're going to go away and work on it and they'll come back with a corrected upgrade. So we do need to take that into account. So what I'm starting to look at is this real kind of like miscommunication situation that's going on when you have a centralized body in place, because information it can be so easily distorted when everyone else's voices have simply been removed. So according to Diamond Hands being that centralized spokesperson, tax to gas is ready and it's on the testnet and people have been testing it and haven't found any issues. So do take that into mind. We'll go over now and we'll take a look at what Strafe Cole has to say about this upgrade. So this upgrade would have broken the chain, yet since it was deployed on testnet and announced on X and TG, no one has run any tests there in 7+ days. Executing a single transaction would have shown you that after the upgrade, it would no longer have been possible to transform more than approximately 600k LUNC in one go without jumping through some hoops. A single transaction that you could have done via TC wallet or command line in literally 5 minutes max. If we take a look now once again at what Diamond Hand says, This all completely contradicts what's being put forward. Not only that, but Genuine Labs has also confirmed that there are some kind of errors with tax to gas. So this information is being distorted, and the view that's being perceived by the masses who rely on this centralized point of communication, they're not getting the correct information. And what I want to do is actually take note of a recent example that's just unfolded, and we can see there's a communication between Better Call Frank and Diamond Hands. We need an official spokesperson, a single voice that speaks for everyone. There is too much confusion and false news. And then Diamond Hands replies, that's what LUNC Live has done since day one, informing the public of the real news. Some people have agendas and put out fake information for their own benefits. We focus on the real information. Well, if this is true, and he does in fact do this, and he prides himself in not putting out fake information that benefits his own agenda and keeps him on the good side of the community, when really he's part of this real root problem that is unfolding. So once again, let's go and look at what Strafe has said. This upgrade would have broken the chain, and yet since it was deployed on the testnet and announced on X and TG, no one has run any tests there in 7+ days. So once again, it contradicts what Mr. Diamond Hands is saying when he's stating tax to gas is ready and on the testnet. And this is the most recent update that he's actually given, stating it's all ready to rock, ready to go, and we are going to be raring going into this bull run. To suddenly turn around and say, well, they're actually missing in action, I can't communicate with them anymore, everybody should panic, and this is absolute chaos. But when I actually look at all of the information that's available, we know through Strafe's research that there's an error, that the tax to gas upgrade is not ready to go. Okay, so what would Genuine Labs therefore go and do? Well, they would move from the spend proposal, and then they would ask for it to be rejected. They would then surely go away and they would work on the new upgrade. They would work on the fix, as they told us. And when I actually think about why they're not communicating with Mr. Diamond Hands anymore, I think about all of the discourse recently and the fact that they probed, tried to get paid up front, that was denied, and then they've probably seen how much of a negative impact there is with having that centralized point of communication. So for all we know, they've just dropped him and he's upset. I personally am going to be waiting for Genuine Labs to give us their official update. When it comes down to the lack of communication on chain, it really does start to show through, and Strafe really touched on base with it. I highlighted it here in red. Stop using our mainnet as your test ground. Yes, stop it. You pollute Columbus 5 with your countless test codes and contracts. We have the working testnet, and if you want to develop on Terra Classic, then take the effort and deploy your stuff on Rebel 2 for testing. I personally think this is all just communication. We've got a centralized communication situation where no one's getting any information, and it all comes from one person who's not really even in communication with these people themselves. Something that I'm not liking is all of the lies up until this point. Everything has just been a blatant lie until the admission of that poor communication. And now they've been removed from the circle. Oh, it's a problem. And I think the community should take note of that. When you think about decentralized communication, you think about free-flowing information that's readily available to anybody who wishes to access it. And this means developers that may be new to the blockchain don't understand that the chain itself's testing net is actually name something completely different that doesn't even seem relevant to this blockchain at this point. So yeah, it could be confusing. When I round this current situation up, do I think it's time to panic? Absolutely not. We have two sources of information confirming that there are issues with the tax to gas upgrade. One of those announcements coming from Genuine Labs themselves, stating they'll be going away and working on tax to gas, running tests and getting it ready to be implemented in the correct manner. And they apologized in advance for the delayed response, and they thanked the community for their continued support. I've not always seen eye to eye with Genuine Labs. Once again, not going to start throwing these guys under the bus. just because they've dropped their centralized point of communication, which we've all been in an uproar about. A lot of us have been upset about it. From my perspective, the only thing that's changed with their circumstances is dropping the centralized communication point, and now that person is very upset and is going out and creating chaos and acting as if they're missing in action, they're gone, they're not coming back, creating this level of suspense. It's just, at this point, isn't it? Thankfully, we've got lots of burning going on. Thankfully, TFL are shutting down and ejecting from the space, and throughout that, we're just going to see a significant amount of coins burn. We're probably going to see $250 billion LUNC burn plus at this point. It could be $500 billion. It could be $1 trillion. None of us truly know how much Do Kwon had after the crash. We do not know how many of those coins that were minted went to wallets that are not listed in Terraform Trial Exhibit P301, and I've got extensive research when it comes to the amount of coins that are available for burning. It's an insane amount, and this is why I'm so hyped up about burning. It's never felt so right, it's never felt so positive, and I think that's a great point to end this video on. So just really as my main thing going out here at the end, I'm going to be waiting for Genuine Labs to give us their official update, as they stated they would with their previous announcements that they've put out. And aside that, just stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!